Castorol is a film podcast filled with dubious opinions, plot spoilers, and a healthy sprinkling of bad language. Thanks for listening. Hello everyone, it's Nick here. Just wanted to tell you about today's episode. So it's a little bit of a different approach for today. So this is a bit of a part deep dive, part review, and of course a delicious recasting. This ended up being quite an epic chat, discussion, argument at times. So we decided to split this into two parts. So this is part one. Really hope you enjoy it. Part two will be out really soon as well. Probably do it a bit quicker than usual. And yeah, it's just two parts of the same conversation. And yeah, we'd love to see what you think. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.
Take a much loved movie and stir in a different cast. Add a hint of nonsense for a flavor that will last. Garnish it with fun, film facts, it's food for the soul. It's a tasty, yummy, silly, funny movie casserole. Casserole.
Hello and welcome to Castorol, the fortnightly movie podcast that each episode takes one of your favourite films and aims to serve you up a delicious recasting. My name is Jim, and joining me at the stove this week, unfortunately, are my two co-hosts, my sous chefs, as it were, Sam and Nick.
Hello. Unbelievably rude. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, it's not our fault it's a crap film.
And do you know what? This was the first one in a while where we've got interrupted purposely your intro.
I know, but I just don't know what you did.
Really nice.
Just you wait till next time.
So how are we, guys? I'm still living, if you haven't noticed, which means episode 4 hasn't resulted in a mass riot.
Gladiator.
Yes.
I'm sure it's coming. I'm sure the pitchforks.
I think that's for episode 5.
Yeah, to be fair, I think more people will be pissed off about episode 5.
Oh god. Okay. Which was Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
It's okay. Well, I'm not giving out Nick's address just yet.
Please don't. So here we are. This is episode 6.
This will be episode 6.
Ooh, we made it.
I know, we're getting into numbers now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Getting into numbers.
Yeah. Up into the high.
To be fair, we've
Not
always
tens.
been in the
ones.
numbers.
We're getting to the high ones.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. Well, I mean,
So
Jim, explain this week's.
Well, do we not want to discuss what we've been watching this week?
Well, I think everyone will know what we've been watching.
You know, the only thing I've watched is the film we were doing today because this has been a slightly shorter gap for us, I think, between recordings.
So am I the only one that's actually watched a film other than the film we're doing?
Maybe I've watched some TV.
Hang on a minute. So you've watched the film?
Bookmark this episode. Bookmark it. It probably won't happen again. But
So
bookmark it.
Not only have you watched the film that we're doing unbelievably twice.
Yes. Once over Christmas and then once last night.
You've had a chance to watch other films. Within,
one more
like,
film.
the last
One
week
other
as
film,
well.
yes.
Wow. What was it?
It was the latest film from the greatest franchise of all time, Mission Impossible.
Wow,
Greatest franchise of all
greatest
time.
franchise of all time.
This one maybe not so. It was a slog.
It was a slog.
It was a monster.
How long was it?
2 hours 45.
It's quite long.
That is quite.
It was
It's
a
quite long.
big bastard. It was one of them where I've gone, but surely this is the end of the film. Click. No, there's an hour left.
Was it like the cruise cut?
It could have been.
Does anyone think that by this point the fact there's been 6 impossible missions is a bit ironic? Or is that 7?
I think this is 7, but it's a 2-parter.
Impossible.
This is the first of a two-parter.
Yeah, this it's like the trend, isn't it, these days? Like the Fast and Furious franchise, Fast 10 is the first part of a finale, like a 2 or 3 part finale.
Well, speaking of which,
Yeah, nice segue.
thank you
like
very
it.
much,
Nice.
James. Put us out of our bloody misery.
Yeah.
What are
So-
we recasting today?
Okay, well, this week we're doing something a bit different. We are doing a full review of Zack Snyder's epic
Epic something.
Rebel Moon Part 1, Child of Blood. Obviously released very recently. So
Is that what it's called?
It's not called that.
It is Child of Blood, isn't
No,
it?
it's Child of Fire.
It's a Child of Fire. Cut!
No,
I don't think it matters.
just like this film, we're keeping all the shit
Is
in.
it not Child? I thought it's not Child of Blood.
No, I'm pretty sure it's.
I thought it was
called-
Child of Fire.
It's Child
It's
of
Child
Fire.
of something.
Yeah.
Let me see here. It's something.
It's Child of Fire.
It's
Is
Child
it?
of Fire.
All
And then
right.
the next one is called The Scar Giver.
So I knew that one. Is it Child of Fire? I thought it was Child of Blood. Well.
I think you're getting confused with Blood Axe.
It's a Child of Fire.
Child of Fire.
There's a character's called something Blood Axe.
It's Child of Fire. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we are doing a full review of this film. But we are going to be doing it with a caster roll spin. So as we progress through the review of the film and we are meeting the characters, we are going to be recasting them as we go. So we're not going to be doing a massive in-depth chat about each recasting, but we are going to be having a little chat about them as we go. And yeah,
and we're going to recast them as they come up in the review. So we'll be going through the film step by step. So obviously at this point we should say heavy spoilers, because this is a film that's out now. A lot of people won't have watched it.
Yeah, but also, don't worry too much. If you haven't seen it and you're coming into this fresh, consider this maybe, something that you can use to steer your decision on whether you do sacrifice that time to watch the film.
yeah. I mean, or don't. Do not take Nick's word for this. Considering the messages he's been sending in the WhatsApp group this week, I'm not sure he took this film seriously.
I don't think the director or any of the people working on it.
I am 90% certain Nick just pressed play and just listened to the audio and was just sat on his phone for 2 hours and 15 minutes.
That, sir, is unfair. And I take issue with that.
So we'll be recasting the roles as they come up. There'll be some roles that we're not recasting in this one because we feel like there'll be bigger parts in the next film, because this is like a two-parter. So as we said, there's this one which is Child of Fire, and there's next one which is The Scargiver,
which is out in April.
Which is out in April, and both of these have already been slated to have re-edits and recuts. This is, we should probably say at this point, this is a Zack Snyder film.
Yeah. What does that mean? What does that mean? Is it like we can expect this Snyder cut?
So basically, I think that
I think this is only a real recent thing that he's done with the so-called Snyder cut. I don't think he's done it on a lot of his other films. It's just the Justice League that's like the big one.
So basically, a lot of films have a director's cut because, famously, actually, Alien 3, the director's cut is much, much better. It's completely different. The alien doesn't come out of a dog; it comes out of a cow, which explains its size. Mm-hmm. There's vastly different scenes, and basically what happens is when you're making a film, studios and producers have a lot of say in runtime and what they want to keep in, and the director sometimes has to cut bits and leave it on the edit room floor, as it were. And so you get a theatrical release. And then you get a director's cut. Obviously, this happens with Lord of the Rings. You've got the longer versions.
Can't get much longer, can it?
I don't think they're long enough. The Sam cut would just be everything. Every single
It wouldn't be a 3-part film, the Sam cut. It would just be one 12-hour...
I'd film the 12 hours it took for them to put the Hobbit feet on, man. Just everything in there.
Stop it.
But yeah, so a director's cut, it's kind of the better thing. Now, this became sort of cool and a bit in with the Justice League, because Zack Snyder directed the Justice League. That came out, it was sort of panned as being a bit pants and rubbish, and then these rumours started that Zack Snyder's version of the film was actually quite good, and the studios changed it, and too many cooks and all that. So Zack Snyder, after years of people sort of begging and wanting this, and the internet sort of movement and asking for it, he released a Zack Snyder cut of the Justice League, which was like 4 hours long.
It was a big beast.
It was in black and white or something.
It was very, very long.
And it was pretty good. It was definitely better. It explored characters more. It was more interesting. It made more sense. It made villains more villainous. It had less weird CGI shit. It was better.
Right.
But now what they've done is they've said, before this version's out, don't worry, there'll be a Zack Snyder cut
of Rebel Moon.
That's
very preemptive, isn't it?
It's very odd. It is.
Like trying to make a good film in the first go.
Yeah.
How weird.
It is very odd. And so I think at this point, as Jim said, we're going to be going through it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about various things that we liked or didn't like about the scenes as we're going. Talk about the recastings. Then at the end, we'll kind of sum up what we thought about the film, and then some of us have maybe suggestions about how it could be improved and potentially how the Zack Snyder cut may change it.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, well, so we are going to be reviewing Rebel Moon, as we've said, which is a 2023 sci-fi epic, I guess you can call it.
Definitely would.
Directed by Zack Snyder, written by Zack Snyder, filmed by Zack Snyder, cast by Zack Snyder.
That's a sensitive issue.
He's sort of done a bit of everything. It's a little bit of factoid for you. It was actually a rejected Star Wars script. It was pitched as a Star Wars film.
Was it really?
It was, and
how long ago? Recently,
like a couple of years ago. Yeah, still quite modern.
Would have been better. Would have been better than that last trilogy. Is better than that last trilogy.
Is it better than Rogue One? Though?
It's not better.
It's not better than Rogue One.
No, it's not better.
Rogue One's phenomenal.
And yeah, it's the first of sort of a highly sort of publicised two-parter, as we've said, Child of Fire and The Scargiver. It had a budget of 166 million across both films. Okay. Now, actually,
both of them. Okay,
that's all right. That's all right.
Is it all right though when you factor in the amount of slow motion in this film? Because I think that if you sped up to normal speed, all of the slow motion used in this film, I think you'd be looking at about a 45-minute film.
Well, it says here the runtime is 134 minutes.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure it's longer than that.
It felt longer.
So I think maybe these people aren't taking into account the slow motion. It very briefly, it's basically, for anyone that's seen this film, it's Seven Samurai, it's Magnificent Seven, it's very niche reference, Battle Beyond the Stars. It's basically...
It's the Fellowship of the Ring in space.
It's not the Fellowship of the Ring.
It absolutely
Jesus Christ.
It is absolutely the Fellowship of the Ring in space.
It is 100% not the Fellowship of the Ring.
Absolutely is.
It's not.
It is Korra travelling through space to get her fellowship.
No, that's not it.
The Fellowship of the Ring in space.
Right, I've just given you three references that it exactly is those films. It is not the Fellowship of the Ring.
Is this where you expected Sam to swing for you? You were saying today, or is that still to come?
Because it absolutely is the Fellowship of the Ring in space.
Okay. Just before we get into this, let me explain to you the reasons it is not the Fellowship of the Ring. They are not trying to destroy anything. They are not going on a journey anywhere.
They're trying to protect a farm.
They are bringing people to them.
Sounds like they're going on a journey.
No, they're not, though.
She's travelling round to get people to get back to come defend the farm. Sounds like a journey to me.
Which is Seven Samurai or Magnificent Seven.
Yeah, a bit of Fellowship of the Ring.
No, not in any way is this Fellowship of the Ring.
Are you morbidly offended because he's compared it to one of your favourite films?
Absolutely. If he ever says that again, it is done. It is done.
No, it's not my fault that Zack Snyder has just made a better Fellowship of the Ring than Fellowship of the Ring.
Just to check, do you think this is a better film than The Fellowship of the Ring?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Do you think this is a better film than anything?
Of course I do. This is a great film.
Oh, I don't know if I can believe him.
Is it worth throwing out there then at this point, as you're probably already gathering, that some of us here have wildly different opinions of this film?
I think it's probably safe to say that Jim likes this film. I would say Nick probably doesn't like this film. And I'm probably sort of more on Nick's side, but actually a bit middle of the road. There are a lot of good things about it.
I'm still not convinced Nick actually watched the film.
I'm sure even if he didn't, he's right.
In my defence, I've not had much time. I've been away over the weekend. I've rushed back, and the only thing I've been able to do with any time that I've had is watch this fucking film. So I actually should be very grateful, young man.
Right, so without further ado, we are going to start running through it, and we are going to see where we get to. So the film opens in space, as most sci-fi films do. And coming through a wormhole is a giant sort of space cruiser.
Now, we're literally going through this scene by scene.
We're not scene by scene,
okay.
But I think we need to set the location.
Which one?
Space.
Okay. Do you know what blows my mind is throughout this film, obviously in a lot of sci-fi films, there's talk about like the broadest setting possible, right? It's set in a galaxy far, far away, or it's in a nebula. This one, the universe.
Yeah.
They say it's the universe.
Yeah.
That's what we're dealing with here.
Yeah.
This takes place in the universe.
Yeah.
All right. So the biggest conceivable.
I mean,
Space.
they
Well, it's taking place in a universe.
well,
Okay.
no, I think you're getting confused with a galaxy, the universe. I think it's taking place in. I don't think it's our universe. I think when they talk about the mother world, I don't think it's meant to be in Earth.
No, I mean,
No.
there's no reference
No.
to this being in the future of this reality.
And I mean, we should say this now. Obviously, this is heavily influenced by Star Wars. I can't believe no one. I've not seen anyone talk about this. Maybe it's too niche. It's heavily influenced by like Warhammer. I mean,
I'm not a big Warhammer fan, and one of the first things I think I said to you was the space Nazis are clearly influenced on some kind of Warhammer.
I mean, they're the Imperium.
they're the
I mean,
Imperium,
if-
the
I-
Empire.
the Empire.
Not even a
you know.
Warhammer fan, and I spotted that like influence
I mean, it's got
straight
names
off.
in it from Warhammer. I mean, you know.
Do you know other massive influence for the... What are they called? The baddies? The Empire?
They're the
Imperium.
The Imperium, yeah.
The Imperium, right, yeah, that's a direct pull, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I thought there's also very heavily influeed by... Do you guys remember the Chronicles of Riddick?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Those
yeah.
bad guys. Like, there's so many direct
Yeah.
pulls from other films where I feel like it's just like, I'll have a bit of that. That looked cool. I'll have a bit of that. I'll have a bit of that.
Which
Throw
in
it all
itself
together.
isn't like the worst thing to do with making a film.
Sure.
But I feel like the problem is this doesn't have the heart, which is why it feels like empty references.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll get to that. So yeah, so we're in space and we learn that this Imperium has been going for thousands of years with, you know, these kings and queens, these rulers, an unbroken lineage for thousands of years. And then what happens is the queen and the king and their daughter get assassinated.
Yes.
And there's kind of upheaval, and through all this strife, a young kind of chancellor or a young kind of politician rises up and takes control, and he's called Belisarius.
Right.
And he's kind of the big bad of this. And he sends out his admiral, his favourite admiral, Atticus Noble,
Of course he is.
which isn't a terrible name, but I just...
So it's a very on the nose kind of name, isn't it? Atticus Noble.
Yeah, it's just... Anyway.
He could have.
It's just a
call him-
trope, isn't it?
It's just a bit of a trope.
Just call him Atticus. Okay, we don't need it Atticus Noble, do we?
He's a regent, right?
Or just
He's an admiral.
He's an admiral?
he's an admiral,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Who's the regent?
I think
Someone's a
that's
regent.
Belisarius.
Right.
He's like now ruling as regent.
Right.
But yeah, he sends out, because when the king and queen are killed, a lot of the sort of outlying planets that are under the sort of the heel of this Imperium start rebelling, and sort of there's some uprisings. So this admiral is sent out to sort of quash all these rebellions.
Oh, got it. And one of them's on a moon?
And one of them is on a moon. So this is where we go to. So the plot of the film picks up, and we meet our main character, Cora. And this is obviously the main person throughout the film. Cora is played by Sophia Boutella.
Yep.
Boutella. Now, the only thing I've seen her in is actually Kingsman.
Yeah.
And she plays a paraplegic. She plays someone that's like been amputated and...
With like sword legs.
With like sword legs.
Yeah.
Which I actually thought when I was watching it that it was a real person that had been amputated.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they did that really well.
Yeah,
like-
that's how good the makeup was on that film, was it?
I'm pretty sure it was CGI. I don't
Well,
think they make
CGI
up
made-
fake legs.
I mean, might have done.
But she's okay in this. She's fine. And I think obviously Jim,
I think she's kick-ass.
you've recast her.
I have, yeah.
I think all jokes aside, I think it probably is quite a difficult recasting, because it's quite like a tough role. I think probably to its credit, doesn't actually matter whether it was a male or a female, but it's quite interesting it's a female. And
I think it's nice that this kind of role has gone to a female rather than a male, because I think it would feel a lot more stereotypical if it was a male lead as opposed to the female.
But what I mean is, I don't think it's one of those ones where it's like there's a point to it being a female that her opinion of this is different because of X, Y.
No,
it just happens to be that this character is a female.
anything about
Which
this
I think is
character,
quite
you
fun.
could just swap it around gender-wise, even with all the little details that they put in later on. It's still the same character.
So what we're saying is, this character means so little that
That's not what we're saying. That's absolutely
anything
not what we're saying at all.
You could put in a trifle and it wouldn't matter.
What I'm
That's
saying
not
is,
what we're saying, Nick, at all.
What I'm saying is, I think it's quite refreshing that they've got like a female lead, and none of the characters like dismiss her because she's a woman, or like it's quite interesting that it's just.
I would argue against that.
Really?
Yeah, and the reason being is that obviously, so I'm sure you'll get onto this, but so Cora's background is that she is a prior kind of was a big general in the Imperium.
Sort of
in the
Well,
Imperium.
she was taken as a child.
Yeah.
So she was taken as a child, was raised by,
Belisarius, because he
Belisarius.
killed all her family on her planet.
and then
raised her planet.
she joined the army, and that became her life, and she was then told to take up a lover because apparently that's what they do.
We're
in the
skipping
army.
ahead quite a bit.
We're skipping ahead, right?
But
what I was
basically
trying to
that's-
say
that's-
is she
that's her
hasn't. She's
backstory.
from the Imperium. She's fled.
Yeah.
She's created a
She's
new
a
life
runaway.
on this idyllic farm community on this moon.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you laugh, but that opening shot is stunning.
yeah, it looks fine. My first note was, is this a video game? Because I think stylistically it's got really cool shots like that
Yeah.
that you'd really enjoy in a video game. And then my next one was, who are these horny Mormon farmers? That was my next one, because they're all really horny.
Yeah.
Or at least the father of the village, what's his fucking name?
Sindri.
Isn't it Sindri?
Sindri, he's super horny because during the harvest celebration, he's like, let's all fuck tonight to make sure
Yeah,
the
loud enough
harvest
that we
is
can
good."
hear you. Like, okay.
And he carries his wife off, presumably to go and fuck. But then what
Is that not what you do? Is that what you do during your harvest celebration then?
Yes, so yeah. I mean, it's just such a weird clash of like things. You've got this sci-fi setting, then you've got this really rural community farm
Which works. I mean,
next to Jupiter.
That's a
or wherever.
given trope.
Yeah, sure.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not weird. It's not next to Jupiter. I just might add. It's just a random planet.
Yeah, fucking wherever. Yeah.
So
So planet
right.
with a ring.
So look,
But my point was, with her being a female character, and where I think that it's a little bit unnecessary, is that the other people on the farm are trying to persuade her, certainly the old guy that found her when she crash landed or whatever and sort of looked after her, persuade her to get with one of the beardy farmers.
Yes.
And I just kept asking myself, like, she's an ultra badass, right? We all know, we find out during the film, she's unbelievably badass. And she's kind of putting up with being like, oh, you'd probably be settling down soon, Cora, with that beardy farmer guy. I just
Yes.
found it all very like...
Yeah, but I think that's because I don't know how many of the village actually know of her background.
No.
They
That's so
don't.
she
They
is.
don't.
So she's trying. That's why she's settling, and because she's just blending in.
I think there's like I might be giving the film way too much credit, but I think there's a sense that she is willing to put up with a lot for a quiet life. Like it might not be what she really wants, but actually the trade-off of not being under the heel of the Imperium is worth it.
She just wants to row her crop, row
Yeah,
her soil,
exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Which that was actually one thing that annoys me. I don't know if anyone would pick it up. It's really early on. She's ploughing this field with a giant plough and a horse, and she comes across this stone.
Yeah.
She digs it out and then she throws it where she's going to be ploughing next. She just puts it next to her, and she's going to be going back along that line, and she's going to hit the stone again. So she's clearly not a fucking.
Well,
good
she's not going to be going directly back along that line, is she? It's going to be spaced out.
I reckon that stone started right in the very first row.
Yeah, if she just put it to the right to the left, she would have left it behind.
She's just been moving it one row down every time.
Right, so Cora is our main character. Jim, you're recasting Cora. What have you got for us?
Right. Oh wow, we're literally just opening up with she's ploughing a field. Jim, who you recasted?
Yeah.
Who are you having plough a field?
Did you know that Sophia Boutella is 41 years old?
No, she's not.
The actress.
Wow, that's she looks good for
No,
it.
Looks
she's not.
incredible, yeah. My
Wow.
goodness.
Okay, well I'll just go straight into it. Otherwise, this is going to be like 3 hours long. So I had two names, but I'm only picking one. So I thought of Zendaya, but then I was like, she's just been in Doom. Might be a bit similar. So I've gone with someone who I think is equally as kick-ass. Probably going to age the character a bit more, which is Gal Gadot.
Yeah, I mean, I can see both those working. I think Zendaya, don't think quite has the physicality.
That's why I
For
didn't go with her in the end. So I think she would probably have to put in a lot of training, I think, for the role, just to kind of... She would probably have to learn some kind of martial arts. I mean, I don't know if Radon. She might be a fucking black belt in God knows what.
I think they could probably fake it, given this film.
I wouldn't worry too much about that.
I mean, Cora's quite a physical character.
She is.
She does a lot. She has a lot of close quarters combat.
If I'm honest, I thought you were going to go for someone more of like the Katie Sackhoff kind of route. Like Gail, I don't think Gal Gadot would touch this with a 10-foot barge pole.
Well,
I think she would. She touched fucking Wonder Woman.
Well, what sentence?
What did Wonder Woman have to say about that?
She went as Wonder Woman. Those are shit.
I think the first Wonder Woman is a vastly superior film to this.
Still shit.
And that gives you.
It's part of the DC universe. They haven't done fucking anything good.
Is it worth just saying now, not that anyone would recast who's going to listen to this podcast, but I do feel like it's worth apologising now if we happen to recast you into this film during
don't.
this episode.
This is a
We're really
great
sorry.
film.
We're really sorry.
Ignore Nick.
I think-
Great film.
I think-
You'd be honoured to be part of it.
I think, to be fair, I've got people that I'm recasting that I really love. So
Why would you do this?
I don't know why, because I'm trying to make this film better. Gail Gadot is a good shout. She would make this film interesting. She would have some star pulling power. I think, I think she would be good. We know she's got the physicality from the Wonder Woman films. She's very striking. I wonder if she'd sort of be a bit sort of too striking. You got a curveball, Nick?
Yeah, I just thought. I mean, again, there's not much to go on with the character really. Like she's obviously the main character. She has moments through this film where you learn about her backstory. That's the main exposition where there's like flashbacks. We'll get to that. She does a lot of kind of staring. For me, there's not much warmth and any moments in the film where I'm like, she's quite a likable character. Maybe like I know she's meant to have had this really hard journey and stuff to get where she is. There's not much to go on, but I thought maybe Mary Elizabeth Winstead
Fuck's that.
could be a good shout. She was in Scott Pilgrim. She was in 10 Cloverfield Lane. She's really good in that.
Yeah, she's really good in that.
Live Free or Die Hard. I don't know who she was in that. Didn't see it. She was in The Thing remake. She's actually really good in that. Death Proof. Any of those ring any bells to you?
I don't think I've seen many of them.
She's good. I think she's probably she's probably a better casting because she's slightly less. I don't know. I feel like Gal Gadot is a bit too glamorous for the role.
Bit too much star power.
Yeah, a bit too much.
Well, I picked her, so.
Well, there we are. Then. That's it. It's done. Right. I mean, we can move swiftly on because the very next thing you see as she is ploughing this field is the man that wants to plough her.
What a dickhead this bloke is, mind.
He's
such a dick.
He is not a great character.
Are we talking about Gunnar?
We're talking about Gunnar.
I mean, not only does he get the village father killed, he then shows zero remorse.
Yeah, he's
easily the worst character in the film. So I will absolutely give you this on a plate to hammer this character.
So this is a character played by Mikael Huisman, who we might know from Game of Thrones, one of many other things that he's been in. I don't know if his heart was in this.
Yeah, he was good in Game of Thrones.
He was great.
He actually Dahario.
He played one of the two. Got recast in it.
The main bad guy in this is the guy that played the first Dahario Naharis.
Oh, is it?
That's weird.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, he's basically like somebody from the village that clearly loves the pants off Cora. I think he's sort of supposed to in this be the sort of the everyman that can ask the questions that we're supposed to be rooting for. He's the one that's supposed to have the biggest arc because he goes from sort of like coward that, as we've said, gets the village elder killed to ultimate redemption. But unfortunately, and I'm not sure if this is the actor or the writing, I think it's the writing, he is very bland. He is somebody that could be much better used in a different way in this film, which I'll get into at the end of this. But he's not great. He's not. You don't want him to do well. You just kind of.
He's
want
just
him to piss
there
off.
in all the scenes that he's in, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Even when he saves child later on, you're like. Ugh.
He does a lot of like daft. Because all this film is the group getting the next person, going to the next place to get the next person, and then when they get to that destination, there's a scene where the person they're getting does something, right? And all the rest of the group have to stand and watch it. So there's a lot of, like, let's say that when the lava sword lady...
That's not going to make sense to anyone at the moment.
But there's a scene where there's a sword fight. If you've watched the film, you know
She
what
has a
I'm talking
name.
about.
Her name's Nemesis.
Right, she's fighting the spider lady, right? And
We are really skipping ahead here, Nick.
oh, who gives a fuck? There's a lot of those scenes where things like that are happening, and we have to cut back to everyone else just watching, right? And obviously they're watching green screen, like nothing's going on, so they're there meant to be reacting to the various fights and adventures that are going on. And whenever it cuts to Gunnar, he's kind of just got this daft face of like he's meant to be like probably witnessing stuff that he's never witnessed in his whole life, right? He's never meant to have been off planet. He's never been on a spaceship.
He definitely has just one facial expression in this entire film.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just think maybe I agree the way the character's written. There's not a lot, I think, for them to work with. I think by the end of it, I just felt like he just didn't want to be there anymore. It was like, please let this movie be over with. Like, yeah, not a lot. And so I was trying to think
who's recast? Have you got him?
Yeah, I've got Gunnar, yeah. So I was trying to think of someone who could... I think what's missing, I agree that they're meant to be that everyman. They're meant to ground the experience for the viewer so that everything, all the incredible stuff you're seeing happening around them, you've got an every person to react in the way that you would if you were in the middle of all of that. Like, fuck, there's a spider lady. Fuck, there's a big bird thing. Oh, there's General Atticus or whatever. He's the one that's like experiencing all of this and being shocked by it. But I also think, yeah...
But he's not being shot by it. He's like water off a duck's back. He's like, is this your first time in space? Yeah. Okay, fine with that, are you? Yeah, fine.
He's not too bothered. And he, like you said, he's got this really odd, really strangely delivered scene where he betrays... What's the...
Sindri.
Right, Sindri. He betrays Sindri by trying to say... So the bad guys land. Am I skipping ahead? Am I
You're skipping ahead. Just recast him.
Oh, God. What?
Talk
about why?
Don't talk about why. We'll talk about why when we get to that bit.
All right, fuck it. Tom Holland.
Tom, that's quite a good shout.
That
actually.
isn't a bad shout.
That's a good shout.
I'm kind of glad I didn't go with Zendaya then for Cora, because that would
be
just
too much.
Well, it would now then just become Spider-Man in space.
That I would love.
Yeah.
I would too.
I think, yeah.
Tom Holland, I think he can inject some warmth, some more charisma. I think he'd bounce off of things a bit funnier. And I think you'd be inclined during the filming to have more moments where, like, this film needs more humour. Is that fair to say? There's no funny bits in this film.
It needs more human. Like,
I don't think it needs more humour, because that's not the film it's going for. But it could do with a couple of moments, maybe.
It needs a couple of light-hearted moments where, like, I don't know, he could react to one of the funny aliens or stuff. Like, I'll come on to what is my favourite character.
I mean, yeah, you could have probably had Gunnar have a bit more of a reaction in that bar when they walk in and you got all the aliens. And then
Can we talk about that yet?
No, let's talk about when we get
out.
to it, guys. All right? Like, this is what's going to be fun. You've recast them, and now you can say what those people would be like when we get to those situations.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Right. So far, we have met Cora, who we know nothing about yet, who is going to be played by Gal Gadot. And the person that is... Here it says secretly in love with her, but it's secret to nobody.
Nothing secret about that, is there?
Who is Gunnar, played by Tom Holland. And they basically are living this idyllic life. And they have just got in the harvest, and they are going to celebrate in this longhouse. And like Nick said, this is kind of like a Viking, feudal, kind of very low technology kind of culture.
Yeah.
That, you know straight away Cora's out of place there. She's got something different about her.
Horny Mormon Vikings,
which is a mouthful. So we get to this party, which is celebrating... the harvest being, finished, or they finished planting, I think, and they've just, some of the hunters have killed, like, a giant ox thing, and they've got fresh meat, and it's all fun and games. And we meet the village elder, who is called Sindri.
Not that much of an elder, really.
Well, no, he's called, like, the village father, but he's probably, in his, like, late 40s, 50s.
Yeah.
He's obviously, he looks like a Viking. He's huge, he's imposing, he's strong. He's the shit.
He has a cool tied beard.
Yeah, he's got like braids and stuff.
Yeah.
And obviously the name Sindri is from Norse mythology as well, so it kind of helps. There's the look and the name. It goes, ties into him. So
I think Gunnar is also like a Norse kind of name.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Everyone's vaguely Scandinavian in this village.
Yeah.
Accent-wise, one of the many accent choices in this film.
And Sindri's played by Corey Stoll, who the main thing I sort of know him from is actually Ant-Man. He played
He
Yellow
plays the
Jacket. He
main
plays
bad
the
guy,
bad guy.
Yes.
But he is in loads of stuff, and he actually, I think he's in this film because he's probably one of the bigger names, and ultimately, what happens to him, it's kind of meant to be like, oh my god, the big names died.
Oh, really?
I reckon that's what they were going for. So anyway, as we were saying, this village father, Sindri, he's played by Corey Stoll, and I'm recasting him, and I'm going with, please forgive me, Viggo Mortensen.
Oh.
Now, the reason I'm going for that is Viggo Mortensen, I think, just gives this presence of like in charge, cool, calm, grizzled, like he's seen it all, he's done it all, nothing's going to flap him, which is very much what the character, portrays in this.
Yeah, I think so. I think what was interesting with this one is, am I allowed to talk about a couple of scenes forward when the baddies
go on a
arrive?
little bit.
Do you know when there's a threat introduced?
Yeah.
And he's trying to play it cool, like you said. That's actually quite a well delivered scene because
It is,
he's obviously like trying to hold back the tension, trying to play it cool. It all goes to shit as we discover.
Well, he's acting as a village elder, as they would. He's trying to protect the village by not exposing what he knows is going to cause the bad guys to just plunder their village.
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting. I think I'd like to say off the bat, I think the first 20 minutes of this film are good. I think they're really good. I think it sets it up beautifully. I think you've got the life that she's now living. It sets up really well, sets up some interesting characters. They have a very long, drawn-out scene, which is what Nick's alluding to, where the bad guys come down and this Atticus noble is talking to Sindri about grain stocks. But they're not. They're talking about everything around that. And it's sort of this mental game of chess that they're playing with each other. It's drawn out. It's really nice. It almost feels Quentin Tarantino-esque. That they're like... The tension is building. You know it's going to come to head. You know what it's building to. And you can't stop it. And it's quite tense.
Are you comparing that scene to the scene in Inglourious Bastards with the Fassbender?
Yeah,
sat at the table.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, there's got a lot of same
How
beats
dare you?
to it. But I mean, I think. Imagine if the film that we watched
was good.
Continued in that vein.
Okay.
It would have been that first 20 minutes is good. It falls down when they go off on their quest. They leave more interesting characters back at the village, which we'll get on to. They take less interesting characters forward. You fast forward through them collecting these people, learn nothing about them, and then when stuff happens to them at the end, they're like,
Who gives a shit?
Who gives a shit? Like, the film should have just been slower. But anyway, so we've met Cora, we've met the love interest Gunnar, we've met the village father Sindri, and then what happens the next day when they're all, doing more farming? A dreadnought spaceship, a giant battle cruiser appears in low orbit. Cora looks up and she, of course, knows exactly what this is.
Oh, man.
Her just the
man.
change in tone in her face goes from
She drops her
just
seeds.
dread.
Oh,
She drops her
top-quality
seeds
stuff.
everywhere.
Yeah.
That's some good seed dropping right
Oh
there.
man, slow
Gunnar's
motion,
like,
slow
I
motion
dropped
as
some
well.
seed on her. That's what he said.
I mean, I know you're trying to take the piss there, but I liked the way the character just instantly changed and just panicked.
Yeah.
Because she knew what was coming.
I mean,
She's running off.
she does.
She's warning the village. She knows what's coming.
She's done some acting there for sure.
I think the reason we're taking the piss is because nothing in this film is like subtle. Like I say, there's a twist coming up that you will see a year away. It's crazy. It's just
This film, for me, is one of the biggest examples that I've seen in a long time of style over substance.
100%.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Everything is stylized. Every moment, every character, every scene, every setting, everything is
Every
like
shot.
what would look cool as opposed to what would be interesting or what would be a good motivation for this character, what would be a good delivery for this. It's all about what's the coolest thing, what's some cool things that I've seen recently in video games. No, use that, use this. These are cool settings for sci-fi stuff. Yes, use all of them.
Yeah.
This is massively style over substance.
And it does look cool.
It looks cool.
It looks great.
But it's like again, when I was making notes as I was watching it, I feel like this was every sci-fi fantasy setting, everywhere, all at once.
Yeah.
To use,
which is a good film,
much better film.
Yeah.
It's like all happening at once, and so it's very difficult to kind of enjoy any one piece because it's in and gone. It's like, here's your Vikings. Oh, that's gone because we're doing the next thing now. Oh, here's the bad guys. Oh, now we're going down to some mining village. Oh, now we're going to like Cyborg Lady. There's so much going on.
Well, what would you rather? It be all one setting?
Well, I mean,
yeah. They stated that all these things they're on different planets. So what do you want? All these planets to look the fucking same?
I think. Do you want to know my honest opinion? In the first scene, you'll meet some of the other characters that we're going to recast.
He's
possibly
really
in
angry
next film.
about
Yeah.
it.
Because I don't think you've given this film a fair chance.
You meet Cora, you meet Gunnar, you meet Sindri, you meet the robot, Jimmy. I think it's called a Jimmy robot.
It's called a Jimmy.
Yeah, a Jimmy.
It's called Jimmy.
You meet like one of the soldiers that rebels against them.
Yeah.
You meet the hunter that kind of likes Cora. You've got 6 guys right there.
And you've also met Atticus.
And you met, but what I'm saying is, you've met 6 people that care about the village, that have reason to fight, have reason to hate the Imperium. If they'd just gone off and found one more person,
you've got enough already.
You've got enough.
Jimmy doesn't care about the village.
But he
soldier
cares about Sam, which we'll get into.
The soldier that rebels doesn't care about the village. He just doesn't want. He cares about the robot.
He cares about Sam, who's one of the most interesting characters in it, and she's forgotten about. But that's what I'm talking about, these human moments. Like, you don't have to care about a village. You don't have to care about an ideal. She even says in it that... Cora says in it that in the academy, you're told to fall in love with somebody because when these big ideals fall away, fighting for a loved one is what gets you through it. You set up that some of these characters are just fighting for one person, one girl that has been wronged by the Imperium. That's a strong thread.
That's enough.
If you had
It's
all
enough.
of those people...
Yeah.
preparing the village, fortifying it, training, learning to get on with each other, maybe doing one journey to find one extra character and finding a spurious one on the way, that would have been great. But you leave interesting, started to develop characters back at the village, and then you go on this fucking joyride through useless sort of stereotypes.
But those characters you've left behind have no purpose on the journey.
But none of the ones you meet.
This soldier would not have agreed to go anyway because he would have wanted to stay back to look after the girl that he's clearly clocked eyes on and gone, I'll have some of that.
Fine. So the journey to go and get then Titus.
So he's
the
not going to disappear off planet and leave her behind, is he? He's going to want to be there and protect her just in case they come back.
And I say that I agree. So maybe half hour of this film could be going to get the general, bringing him back, and then carrying on the story at the village.
But then that's not going to be enough to protect him from a siege.
So, but how
meet what's going to happen.
How is a girl with swords any different?
I mean, admittedly, they leave
lava swords.
They leave the difference maker off. That ain't coming till the next film.
And also,
we've got her motivation for when she turns up.
Can I just say that Jimmy's talking about this? Jim's talking about this. But I would have had the robot, but he ran off. They wrote that the robot ran off.
I wouldn't have had the robot. I would not have had the robot.
He's like, oh my god, yeah, the robot is interesting, but he left.
I would not have had the robot in the team. That's the point.
Why?
Because you don't need the robot.
He's the singular most interesting character.
You know what's weird though is that again we're skipping ahead. I think
he's also essentially programmed. He's not going to just follow Cora's orders.
Do you think though they
but he'll
jammed
follow
in?
Sam's.
They jammed with this robot.
Who would not have disappeared off village? That's what I'm saying. Sam would stay behind.
This robot, voiced by Anthony Hopkins, who narrates the beginning as well, right?
Yeah, he narrates the whole thing, kind of thing.
They cram in so much exposition into him. Like he gets an interesting scene where like he appears and the army guy, the baddies that have landed on the farm are like, oh, I didn't know we had any more of those left. He's told to carry boxes. He gets like bullied basically and runs off to clean himself in the river. Then he meets Sam. They have a really cool chat, and then he's out of nowhere. He delivers like this amazing. It's fine. Monologue about like what the robot people used to fight for, etc., etc. And it was so like jammed in. It was almost like what you'd imagine to be the scene halfway through. Mm-hmm. But because like we were talking about, that this rushes through settings, characters so quickly, so kind of meaninglessly, that they set it all up. They jammed in some exposition, and then he's in one more time, then he's gone. So you see nothing else. Well, anyway.
So we're digressing. We apologise here. This is difficult to follow the thread. So, Cora, Gunnar, Sindri, they are on the planet. A dreadnought battleship turns up, and a drop pod comes down, and we meet the Admiral Atticus Noble,
who's the big baddie.
Who is the big baddie? Who I've actually got that guy as well to recast. So it's played by Ed Skin, who. Most people know from Deadpool. He plays Ajax. He's he's very good in Deadpool. He's in some other things as well where he's very good. Always seems to play a bad guy. Very much sort of from somewhere in London. Not his real voice is like, I just loved having a chat to play this film. Yeah, he's like he's very cheeky chappy. He plays it with obviously a posh accent. He's good. He's not one of the worst things about this. He's solid. I think you know what you're getting from him. I think he plays a bit vanilla. Like, all right, he like smashes someone's head in, but
a couple of times.
But it's not like he's like particularly sadistic or unhinged, or it just seems a bit.
Do you know what I would have felt?
He just seems to be playing just bog standard Admiral, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's just leading the men.
The big reveal where I think you're like, okay, he's the super baddie. You know it when he lands on the farm, right? And he's talking about. I mean, we haven't even discussed the fact yet that this massive army, right, which is going out there, like raising planets to dust, right? It is taking over planets. It is slaughtering millions and billions of people. Is popping over to a farm on a moon. Because it wants some grain.
Yeah. That's not why it's popping over to this farm. They're there to get supplies because they have been told that the rebels are in the region.
Yeah.
They're there for the rebels. The grain is inconsequential. The grain is a bonus.
They do want the grain, don't they?
Yeah, they want the grain for supplies, but they are there for the rebels. That they have heard they are there because they have been told the blood axes are in that region.
Okay, but
that's why they're there on that planet, not for the grain. The grain is just a bonus.
Although what I do find interesting, so on this planet, so this is planet of is it Velt? Pronounced Velt.
Yeah.
They come to this like little farming village looking for these blood axes, but then later on we go to like a much bigger city on this planet, and there's no Imperium presence. They don't seem to have been there. The streets aren't full of troops.
Yeah.
They're not. It's just they've just gone to this one tiny farming village to look for these rebels.
Have they? I thought they just. No one mentioned. Oh right.
They,
in the background,
do say they're
were.
looking for the blood axes.
Oh, do they?
They do. Yeah.
Okay.
They do.
And then they say.
And I think
they've
probably got wind there because it does say that this village has sold some grain to the rebels.
Yeah, because Gunnar met with a guy who he then goes to. Obviously, they obviously catch wind of it because, as we'll get to later on, they capture the guy.
Yeah.
Do you know what's slightly striking to me about all this?
Is it bushels?
Yeah.
Because when they ask for their grain in bushels, is that a grain measurement?
Apparently,
I thought a bushel was like.
It now.
A bushel. What's a bushel?
I mean, what? I'm amazed.
We'll Google a bushel.
Is no one else's mind blown by the fact that in a sci-fi setting, people are going about trying to get hold of grain?
Well, do you know what? In defence of the film, I actually think that's kind of an interesting point. What's a bushel?
So a bushel is a measure of capacity equal to 8 gallons.
Bushel of apples is big.
Yeah.
Equivalent to 36.4 litres used for corn, fruit, liquids, etc.
Well, there we are.
Get me
So
bushels.
they want 10,000 bushels, so they want 10,000 gallons of corn. That's a lot of fucking corn.
Yeah, that's a lot of corn. I do actually think that is kind of quite interesting in that, you know, this giant, you know, mechanized machine that is the Imperium still needs to feed its troops. That's still an issue, supply lines, all that stuff. It's kind of an interesting trope. Like, if it was just like, oh, we can push a replicator and get all we need, then
we wouldn't have a plot for this film.
We wouldn't have a plot for this film. As such that it is.
The grain. Okay.
So, Atticus Noble, played by Ed Skeen, I have gone with. I think this is a better casting. I've gone with Owen Reen.
Owen Rain.
I was going to choose. I think I actually was going to pick him for one of my castings later on.
Right. Well, I've picked
I
him.
think if it's the same person, I think it is.
Oh, I know who that is.
He's Ramsay Bolton from Game of Thrones.
No, not him. It was another person.
Brilliant.
That's a
So,
okay. I like it.
As
I
we
like
all
that,
know, he is an ultimate
baddie.
Yeah.
Super
Everyone
good.
He was a prick on Game of Thrones, wasn't he? Everyone wanted to see his demise.
So there's a
Yes.
scene where Noble first meets Sindri, and he says like, "Let me give you the hug of the Emperor" or something like that.
And it's really cringy,
and it's
isn't it?
really cringy, and it sort of goes on too long, and you're
It's
like,
quite creepy
that's
as well,
quite
isn't it?
creepy. I think if Ramsay Bolton was fucking doing that,
Even worse.
you'd
like,
be like, "Fucking hell, he's gonna chop
Yeah.
off his dick or something." Like he's gonna set the dogs on him.
yeah.
So I think that's a really good shout. I don't even want to hear any fucking curveballs on that.
Well,
I like
I'm going to
it.
throw one at you
All right.
because I came up with one which I think would be just as good. Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, do you know what? I
I think it's a bit obvious, but he'd do just as good a job.
I
And
actually
I
was
think he'd be
considering
brilliant.
him for Sindri actually as well. Like,
Oh, were you?
yeah.
Do you know? I thought that Sindri maybe would have had more impact by the spoiler. He gets killed in a minute by
Yeah.
Atticus. Would have had more emotional impact if he was played by an older actor, someone who you really feel was kind of the genteel. You know what I mean? Like real old father
if
figure.
they did swap because obviously I confuse the characters around. So if they did actually swap the guy that found Korra with Sindri, so it's more of an older guy to the younger guy,
or like
that found
an
Korra.
actual an Anthony Hopkins in that role,
Like
or
a Michael
something.
Caine.
Right, you could have had Michael Caine. Someone a bit more
Hold up,
fragile.
lads. I got your bushels.
Who suddenly, when Atticus crocks him over the head with his
Hit and stick.
his hitting
It
stick,
was a stick, wasn't it?
wasn't
Big
it the
stick.
King's? Isn't
It was the
wasn't
king's scepter. Yeah.
Right, smashes him. I think that's more of like a oh my god, like he's ruthless. He really has got no moral compass.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that.
So
Good choice.
Noble hits the planet. He has this discussion with Sindri about Grain. It's quite a nice scene actually. It's probably the best scene in the film because they're talking about everything apart from Grain. There's sort of this mental game of one-upmanship.
Sindri's clearly sensing something wrong because he's panicking. He's trying to get his.
Exactly.
I'm assuming it's his wife that he's trying to get to bring the ale. Is that his wife?
Yeah, it's his wife.
Because she also gets slaughtered as well, doesn't she?
She does, yeah.
And you clearly see he's sensing something wrong, especially the second Gunnar starts opening his trap. He's thinking, come on, stop ploughing the bear.
Exactly.
He's
So Gunnar
sensing it's going sideways.
then opens. Korra, by the way, has warned them all not to trust them, not to deal with them. And Gunnar then goes ahead and says, "Oh, we might have some grain for you." And so then Noble is like, "Sindri, you've been lying to me. Bish bash bosh."
Well, instantly Gunnar realises his mistake, tries to backtrack, and they go, "Oh, well, actually, what Sindri might see as no surplus, I, as the head, whatever, Gramsman, whatever he called himself, would deem as a bit of surplus. So, Sindri's just being cautious, just in case of famine and stuff. So he's trying to
it goes
backtrack,
back.
realising that he's just fucked up.
Of all the films we've watched for this podcast so
Yeah.
far, this feels like the one that you've watched the most. Like,
I've watched it,
actively.
well, yeah, I have actively watched it twice.
But like, you're really into this film.
First time I watched it because I wanted to watch it, because I went into it going, this film's getting a lot of shit. I want to know why people are giving it a load of shit.
but like-
and then I've watched it and gone, you're all fucking idiots.
But like,
Right,
you
hang on,
remember
so hang on.
all of what happened and stuff.
Yes.
What's going on?
Hang on.
I
Right,
like
so-
this film.
So look, this is really, I think this is the key point. I couldn't believe that you enjoyed this film, but can you honestly not see why people think it's shit?
No.
Not at all.
Obviously, it's a subjective thing. Yes, people are going to not like certain things.
Like the lack of
But
story
I
or
think,
character.
I think it's just popular to hate on Zack Snyder.
I don't think.
I think it's
I
just a
love
popular
Zack
thing to
Snyder.
do. I think people have gone, this is a new Schneider film, it's getting some shit, so I'm going to give it shit as well. I don't think people are really giving it the right chance.
I don't think-
I've read some fucking reviews, and it's tosh what they're saying. I've looked at it and gone, you are a fucking moron. Honestly, these are people that are meant that consider themselves reviewers.
Yeah, but
I don't consider myself a reviewer, and I'm not a
Shame.
I'd listen to that.
I'm an absolute cinephile, and I'm looking at this so-called review, and going, "You're a fucking idiot."
Are you?
Because
I don't think you are a cinephile.
Well,
Cinephile means someone that watches a hell of a lot of films.
I'm the opposite of a cinephile. and even I'm looking at these reviews going, you're a fucking idiot.
Right, but I think the problem is...
Because I don't think they're giving it the correct appreciation.
They
I think
are.
they're just hating on it for the sake of it being Zack Snyder.
They're not. They're giving it exactly the appreciation it needs. I love Zack Snyder. I love Watchmen. I love 300. I think they're very good films.
I was just going to say Watchmen is a great film.
Watchmen's
and
a great film.
Snyder's style worked for Watchmen. And it's probably because there was a really good source material
He didn't write it.
to work from.
This is the first one he's written.
There you go.
And I think that's the key.
I think it's showing.
I think, like you said, I think there is sometimes in films like people complain about films for being too woke, or they complain about them for having political things and all that. And I don't think any of those accusations are really being levelled at this one. I think literally the problem is, I think people could see a film where they've done quite good at building an interesting world. They've done quite good at doing nice designs, nice costumes, nice props, good CGI for the most part. But it has absolutely no heart to it. And I think that's the thing we'll keep coming back to, is like, they don't take the time. Like, none of these people, other than Gunnar, who we've already established we don't care, none of them have story arcs. The point is it's supposed to be an arc, right? But all of them are going to start and finish in the same fucking place.
None of it matters. Everything
But I think that's
is
the point. I think
inconsequential.
that's where you're missing out on, is the fact that this is intended to build up for part 2.
But you can't forgive.
All this film is designed to do is introduce us to these characters. We're not expecting some of these characters to go on a massive arc.
But at the end of the film, do you feel introduced to them?
Yes.
No.
Yes, I do.
Okay, what do you know
I
about
understand
what do you know about Nemesis?
She was a defender of the people of whatever planet she's on.
Yeah.
I don't remember the fucking names of the planet.
go on.
So that was her. That is her role on that planet. She defends the people. She's a kick-ass fucking fighter.
Yeah.
She's got.
Yeah.
I mean, that is Nemesis.
That's it. That is Nemesis.
You don't need to know much more right now.
Okay. But
Tarak, he is a prince. You learn all this about him. He is a.
All of this. You've learned that. What else?
You get told about Tarak.
only
You get
someone
told-
at the end says Prince Tarak.
No, you get not at the end. You learn it when you fucking meet him.
Do you?
Yes. Okay. He tells you.
Right.
Okay.
He tells you about that he owes this man a debt. That's what he's got into some debt. He's ran off away from his planet, and he's got himself into some shit. Obviously, I think you are missing the point. You do not need to know a huge deal about all these characters right now.
Can I just say?
The whole purpose of this film is for Cora to get all these people to defend the village.
Can I just say, it blows my mind that you are able to, I know you think it's good, but for me, it feels like you're forgiving the failings of a film to deliver a good film-based experience on the basis that, yeah, but it's okay because it's all just setting up for the next film.
Because I think that's fine.
Is it? Are you meant to enjoy the setting up itself?
You need to be able to look at the bigger picture with this film.
This film
This
film should have been. I know we can come to this at the end, but I've got a different thing to say.
Yeah.
This film should have been a series where in each episode we learn about one of the people that they're going after.
It would have made a better television series. I'll give you that.
And then at the end they arrive to get them. And by that point we're like, well, I know all about you. I've had a 45 minutes, an hour with you to understand your motivation.
And I'll give you that. It would have made a much better television series.
And even if the last thing was a film, imagine what happened with Firefly and Serenity. If you'd had a series where you learned about the characters, like you did with Firefly, you learned all about that, and then it kind of, obviously, Firefly got cancelled and then came back for one film in Serenity. But if they did that, if they did a series where you, like you said, met all the characters, learned a bit about them, had to actually go through something to acquire their services, as opposed to going, hey, do you like the Empire?
Are you coming with?
You gonna... Oh, brilliant. You're already on the ship. Yeah. Great. Thanks. Wait, do you want to know what's happening? No, you're just happy to fight him. Okay, fine. If it had been a series and then like a film at the end, that would have been interesting. Yeah. I would have forgiven that. But anyway, we literally, of this review, we're literally in like the first scene, basically. I mean, it will get quicker.
We're an hour in.
You learn a lot of...
Well, I think we're just going to have to set releases as a 2-part podcast.
Oh, the 2-part podcast.
I think
part of the
For
film.
the first part of the
I think we'll have to do it when it gets released Tuesday, Wednesday, part 1, part 2. I think they have to split it. I think.
That's interesting. Let's recap. So we've met Korra, we've met Gunnar, we've met Sindri, the father of the village. We've met Atticus Noble, who is like the big bad guy. He kills the father of the village, Sindri, and he gives them all an ultimatum that he's going to come back in 10 weeks, and he wants his bushels. He wants his grain. Okay. Now this
And he's
is
not without generosity, because they said 9 weeks, and he said, I'll be back in 10.
exactly. Well, he's got to give him a week to collect it all and put it in.
He wants
writing.
10,000 bushels.
Get it into bushels. You can get the grain, but it takes an extra
He wants
week.
80,000
To bushel
gallons.
it.
I mean, how long do you think that's going to take for him to bag it up?
He wants
a
it
long time.
Bushel-fied. So yeah, he goes off and gives him 10 weeks.
Got some errands to do. They'll be
Yeah.
back in 10 weeks.
So we now know the timeline. Now this is all. I mean, like this is why it's not the Fellowship, and this is why it's Seven Samurai and Magnificent Seven, because you've got the small village that is is going to be attacked again at a certain amount of time. The bandits are going to come back.
Yeah.
So they have to go off and find these warriors to defend the village. Noble leaves behind a small squad of men, mostly South African.
Apparently. Yeah. Mostly South African.
Two-
Two
Two of them are South African.
very strong South African.
One of them's Asian.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're left behind to make sure the villagers do what they want. Now, there are interesting characters actually in this. Like, they're not in it for very long, so we're not recasting them. There is another character who is called Private Eris. You can tell that he doesn't really like what is going on.
Well, he does. I think it's more he just doesn't like the people he's with.
Exactly.
Not so much he doesn't like what's going on. He doesn't agree with his commanding officer.
But he also
So he
you can
has
see-
heart.
He
You can
does.
tell he
Yeah,
has
he's-
heart.
he's
right?
got a bit of
He's
heart.
not obviously not a baddie. All the other guys troops left and
I think it's probably because you will probably find he's a bit like Korra in that he was swept up when he was young from whatever planet was taken over, thrown into the military, but he doesn't really want to be in it.
Yeah.
That's probably what we'll find out about him in part 2.
I think, and that's the thing, we're just delaying that's why we've not recast him, is because we meet him and then we don't give a fuck about him until part 2. So we also meet a Jimmy robot voiced by Anthony Hopkins, who are these like cybernetic AIs, again taken from Warhammer. You know, you've got the AdMech.
Oh, the Mechanicus.
The Mechanicus. Now, he's a really interesting character because, as Nick mentioned, they fought for the kings and queens. They were sort of not the royal guard, but they fought for this like ideal.
Yeah.
And then when the royal family were assassinated, they all became pacifists. So these robots now don't fight, which then leads to like him being bullied by the other soldiers and kind of pushed around and shot, and he won't attack back. He, as Nick said, he goes to the river to sort of clean himself, and we meet another character who is this girl called Sam. And she, I think, basically what it's kind of hinting at is the princess that was assassinated. Either we're going to learn that Sam is the princess, and Korra escaped with her
Oh,
to
okay.
this planet,
Yeah.
or she's sort of the reincarnation of
Right.
this princess.
Okay.
I think it'd be better to go with Korra escaped with the princess, because it's all leading to basically Korra was the one that assassinated the king and queen and the princess.
We never learn what happened.
You
there.
never learn what happened to them, but she has fled the Imperium and she's crashed landed on this planet, and I think she crash landed with the princess.
Ooh, okay.
And Jimmy the robot, he sees something in her, and she touches his face and she gives him this flower crown, and he kind of lights up, and you can see that he sort of comes back to himself a little bit. So basically, Korra is now determined to just leave this village to its fate. It is fucked, because they're going to come back in 10 weeks. They're going to take the grain. They're going to kill everyone.
Yeah. So she's getting ready to go.
So she's getting ready to go. These soldiers have taken up residence, and they take Sam, the water, and the water girl, this little farm girl. She's like what, like maybe like late teens,
Late teens, early
20s.
Yeah.
And they are gonna.
I don't think she's that old.
Well, I think she's.
I mean, probably for the sake of the film, she better be, but I don't think she is.
Let's say she's like 18, 19. Because
Okay.
what happens next? So these soldiers take her, and they're going to have their way with her.
Yeah.
They
So
take her
this is
into the
led
bar.
by the two bad South
Yeah.
African soldiers,
Who,
right?
I
One of
mean-
which is Rupert Friend.
Yeah, which is mental. It like the fact that Rupert Friend is in this. as a character that just like he looks nothing like it. I would not have noticed him at all.
With his dyed blonde hair.
Yeah.
And he's got the highest trousers I've ever seen in that scene. They're like up by his nipples, his trousers. At that point. Unbelievable.
And the South
They
African
were pretty.
accent.
Yeah, they were pretty high to be fair.
They were pretty high. So these soldiers take Sam, and she sort of is screaming to not get off her. Cora hears this, and it kind of spurs her to take action.
Defend her.
Defend
She
her.
sees the axe.
Yeah,
She
she's
heads
like,
off
she
to the
knows
bar.
that it's all gone to shit now. She's like, here we go. This
Yeah.
is going to be...
I'm gonna have to get back involved.
So this private heiress, he actually says this is wrong, and he tries to stop it, gets beaten up and held down. And Cora comes in and she kicks ass. Jimmy, the robot, comes in and shoots the final guy. But you have this thing where now they've killed these soldiers. There is no coming back from that.
Yeah. Can we talk about the fight scene a little bit?
Yeah, let's talk about the fight scene.
I think it's great. Really, really good fight scene. I think Cora kicks ass. I mean, I don't know why you're laughing. Like, it's a good fight scene. She kicks ass.
It's just so much slow motion rolling around and swinging around. For me, there's so much slow-mo that you lose any sense of like motion. Do you know what I mean? Any sense of kind of frantic kind of pace of fighting, anything like that. It's like super slow.
Like the
So
opposite
fast,
of
super
what
slow.
you get in John Wick.
Yes,
You know?
exactly. Right.
Like John Wick, right? We all know that Keanu Reeves is not actually an assassin. But in John Wick, you're like, fucking hell, you could like kick someone's ass there. I mean, that's a lot of training. You actually can do that stuff now. But in this, the slow motion makes it feel like, I admit, it is a visually kind of interesting fight. But it feels like Cora's winning because it says in the script she wins. Like, and I know that's a silly thing to say, but you're just like,
like
any one of those, the guy could just walk up behind her and actually shoot her.
Yeah.
But he chooses to go up and try and hit her with a gun.
Yeah.
It's just weird kind of things like that.
Do you know in video games when the character you're playing has got a slow motion ability to slow down time? It's like that all the time.
Which is fine, but I didn't find the slow motion jarring in it. I didn't think the slow motion took anything away from that fight.
I feel like for this and any future film, Zack Snyder needs to be given like a slow motion limitation. Be like, careful now because you're up to your half an hour of slow motion.
You've got a blunt ban,
right?
He needs a slow motion ban.
He needs a slow mo ban.
And I will not disagree with that. I think there was a lot of slow mo in this film where there definitely didn't need to be slow mo. But I don't think you could. I liked it in the fight. It did not take me away from that fight. I thought it was a good fight.
But didn't you think then?
And then after that fight, the private's he's done. His part in the film done. Doesn't need to do anything more.
But why? Why set up a character and then just say done?
Big picture. I'm thinking big picture. That's why I'm enjoying this film more, because I'm allowing myself to think of the bigger picture.
But you've set up a character, right? You've gone out of your way to set up a character that is unhappy with where he is in the universe. He clearly has a soul because he tries to stop this. He's gone against his commanding officers. He's willing to die to protect an innocent girl. He fights. He kills some people. You learn about him. Throughout, you say big picture. Imagine if we'd followed him and got his character progression and learnt to care about him, and then he does something in the next film.
Even better.
Even better.
Not for this film.
Not bothered.
So because I'm not bothered about that character right now.
Where I feel like we've got to the crux of your approach
Because I
to
know
films.
I'm not bothered about Private Sam or whatever his fucking name is, because he's not
That's the girl.
he's not in the part of the big picture.
Okay,
Right
well,
now.
glad you're thinking big picture. But
He is for further down the line, so I don't need to know more about him right now.
So-
Just like I don't need to know about the water girl. But I do like your theory. I think that's a really good theory, and I hope that is. I do hope that is the route they go with it. I like it, which is why another reason why Jimmy would not have gone.
I'm not
Because
saying...
if your
Right.
theory turns out true and he realises, oh, hang on a minute, this is royalty, he's going to be making himself stay back to pretend.
I don't think
protect.
anyone's going to realise she's royalty. But I'm not saying Jimmy
The
should
Jimmy
have
bot won't.
gone. I'm not saying he should have gone. You're misinterpreting me. I don't think the whole film should have been gone. I don't think everyone should have gone. I think we should have had Cora and maybe Gunnar go off on this mission. We should have cut back to see how Jimmy and Private Aris are
Private
preparing
privates.
the village, how they're starting to fortify
But
it.
we don't get
how they're-
anything
like,
back.
we
It-
don't-
like, we-
the
there's
reason the
nothing to
Lord of
connect
the
us
Rings
back to what
films are so
matters.
great. The Lord of the Rings films, you manage to simultaneously follow 3 different storylines seamlessly. You follow Merry and Pippin, you follow Sam and Frodo, and you follow Legolas, Gimli, and Aragorn. And it doesn't feel like 3 separate films. It feels like the time is moving and they're chasing each other down and they're working with each other and you're seeing stuff. If we cut back a bit and imagine all that time they spent like collecting these like soulless action figures of characters, if that had just been them on a journey to get this one character, this one general that had like blockades they had to get through and like troops they had to bypass, or they had to like break into a jail to get him.
Or imagine if they get there and realise he's already dead, and by that point they've realised anyway through that journey they don't need him.
Yeah,
like
something.
Well, they absolutely would need more people because that village was not equipped to defend against this fucking Imperium.
I mean, I agree. Like I said, like in Seven Samurai and Magnificent Seven, it is about collecting these warriors that come back. The difference is these warriors are interesting human beings, and I think,
and all these characters are interesting characters.
No, but they might be, but we don't know that yet.
Because we don't need to know all about their backstory just yet, do we?
But you're dismissing a whole film, saying big picture.
I'm
Why
not
are you
dismissing the
forgiving
film.
it so much?
I'm not dismissing the film. I'm
You're
saying we
watching
do
this film
not-
being like, God, the Scargiver is going to be good. Like,
Because it probably
This
will
is
be.
shocking. though.
But this is also a great film.
right, we're still in the fucking village. Right, so, basically, yeah, Cora, Atreus, Arrest, and Jimmy save the girl. And then they decide they need to go and find warriors to help defend the village, okay? So Gunnar and Cora go off because Gunnar's got connections to the Blood Axes, who are sort of the local rebels.
Because he sold them some grain.
Because he
right?
sold them some bushels.
Right.
They go off. This episode's going to be called How Big Is a Bushel, right? So they go off to sort of basically Mos Eisley. They go off to like sort of the spaceport on the planet.
Yes. Which
So
has
it's
kind
fun.
of got a this. So we've gone from like Scandinavian Viking sort of feel to
Wild
this
West.
one Wild West, kind of vaguely cyberpunk Asian Wild West,
Which is fine.
Which
It
is
kind
which
of
is-
works.
Which is fine. Yeah, it's another sci-fi trope, I think.
On the way, you kind of learn a lot about Cora. This is where you learn that Cora used to be. I mean, it's so fucking obvious. But you
She
learn,
has a back.
This is where like the exposition is,
Yeah.
where around a campfire she explains to Gunnar.
It's flashback time.
Flashback time. What happened. Her whole family was killed. Her planet was destroyed. She was raised by Belisarius, who at that time was an imperial general. Raised up through the ranks, fell in love, lost her love, but it's all done in like really quick
Excellent
snippets
stuff.
of.
We now have Cora's motive. We
don't
now
have her motive.
We now have her character. We know why she's doing what she's done. We know why she's. I mean, we don't know why she ran away. You've obviously speculated, but we now know more about this character. It's good stuff.
Do you know what? To be perfectly honest, I don't actually. There's like 2 flashback scenes, and I don't think it's overdone. I do think
They're
think
okay.
I think
Yeah.
the reason you're given the flashbacks is a bit tenuous. Like she's just like, I just want you to know a bit more about me, is a bit tenuous.
It was so like this is flashback time.
Yeah,
And then the
yeah.
next one is like, oh, this is fucking flashback
Like
time. now.
if something had happened where like say she'd been in trouble and Gunnar saved her, or say like he was like say he got like stung by a fucking insect and was gonna like pass out, and to stop that she had to tell him a story to keep him awake. Just some reason.
Or maybe
for them
like
to
one of the
interact.
troops in the barn recognises her, like,
Yeah,
and then it all
exactly.
goes back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he's like, I know her. She used to be called, what's her other name?
Oh,
Arthur-
Arthur
Arthurlaeus. Fucking King Arthur.
Oh, God.
So Arthurlaeus, yeah. And if he's like, I knew her, she was Arthurlaeus. Or even Jimmy the fucking robot had been like, stories of Arthurlaeus have been around since
Right.
I was, and then started expositioning. Think about her story, but told with Anthony Hopkins' voice.
Much better. Anyway,
Chef's kiss. Anyway,
Right.
So we're in this sort of outpost town. They're looking for either the Blood Axes or like a ship to get them to the rebels.
2 of my favourite things in this film are about to happen.
Is it?
Well, no,
Is it?
they're at this village to look for the contact.
They are, yeah.
Which, when they arrive, the Imperium are taken away, and they're like, shit.
Yeah, these Hawkshaws. hawk thorns.
I think basically they're bounty hunters.
They're like mercenaries for hire, right?
Yeah,
bounty
yeah.
hunters.
They've
So
actually-
they are just capturing them.
Probably the coolest thing in this are the crates that kind of, they basically have these crates that open up.
Yeah, it's like
and
a
they
metal spine.
Yeah, metal spine, and it locks you in place, and then it's got these legs which walk you along. Probably the coolest thing in the whole film.
It's really cool. And what I find amazing about this scene is, whilst Cora and Gunnar are watching the mercenaries walk off with this captured contact, they're in an alleyway, right? Probably about no more than 10 metres away. And they're talking really loudly about like, do you think we should go after someone else? Maybe we should do this. I mean, like, about what their plan is.
But also, there's like 3 mercenaries, and Cora's like, "Is that the guy we need?" "Yeah, that's the guy we need." "Oh, like fucking kill those mercenaries and get the guy then."
Yeah.
Why
we'll
let
go
them
in
walk
the
off?
bar. We'll go in
Anyway,
the
so they walk off without seemingly Cora, who is kick-ass,
Yeah.
killing like the 3 of them,
bar. And retrieving the one.
and retrieving the one person they need, and they go into this bar.
Yes.
Now,
man.
Nick, you love this.
Well, I'm going to jump in there. She's obviously had a reason for not just wanting to run out in the middle of nowhere, out in the open and just kill 3 bounty hunters. She's not. She's playing it safe.
It's
in the
much
bar-
better to go into the bar and go, hey, we're looking for the blood axe.
We need Titans, and then kill 4 people.
Admittedly, stupid decision to make. But there is obviously a reason why she's gone. She's not just ran out and killed 3 bounty
Why are you
hunters.
giving this such a pass?
Yeah, you're
There's
so
obviously a
defensive
reason.
still.
The reason is
Are you
they
being
wanted
paid
the
off?
film to happen. They could have got around this by having 40 fucking guys there, and then you would have been like, "All right, I get it." Like, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, there could have been a reason, but they haven't shown us the reason.
Atticus could have been there.
Atticus could have been
I
there.
I don't
It
think
could have
you don't need to show Atticus.
But you need to show something.
It's just 2
Just
guys.
use your fucking imagination. And go, there's a reason she's not jumping out. You don't need to be shown everything. You don't need your hand held for fucking everything, do you?
But I'm just saying.
You don't need them to hold your hand through this film and go, oh, this is why she's not jumping out because there's this many blokes. Just
I
go,
think there's
just
a-
sit there and go, there's probably a reason.
Is there not a difference between leaving things open to interpretation, which is an amazing technique?
Yeah.
An amazing technique to not have to, I totally agree, to not have to, and arguably that's something this film could have done so much more, is let you fill it in with interpretation. No, because it shows you everything.
And
then some.
there's a big difference between leaving it interpretation, but you've gone from a scene where she kills like 10 trained soldiers in a bar to not taking on 3 thugs who have got the one thing they need to save this village, and she then goes and takes on like 5 thugs. Like, it doesn't make sense. If you'd had that, but like, and she went to attack, or Gunnar went to get them, and she stopped them, and you suddenly saw a fucking kick-ass like drone with lots of guns go past, and you were like, oh, okay, she saw that they
I'm
wouldn't be
not
able to.
arguing that it could have been done better. I'm not saying it can't be done
okay,
better.
so we agree.
I'm not saying it couldn't have been done better. I'm just saying there is probably a reason why she hasn't jumped out and done
You
it.
can't say probably, what?
But by your analogy, then every film is a great film because you just haven't seen the thing that makes it make sense.
No, that's not true. I'm not saying.
Like,
I'm not
why
saying this
didn't you
film
just
could not.
assume that
I'm not saying
that
things
Marcus
couldn't have
was
been.
sad?
I'm not saying things could not have been done better. I'm not at one point. I've not at any point said this is a perfect film. I'm not claiming it to be. I'm not claiming it to be a perfect film. I am saying that I am looking at the bigger picture overall when it comes to the characters. I am, and there is probably, and I am open, and I am using the method of interpretation to decide why certain things haven't happened, because I'm not having my hand held while watching this fucking film.
Right, anyway.
You love the bar scene, so
Right.
let's go for it.
Well, my notes continue as I was watching the bar scene. And again, I've wrote down every alien possible to fit into the bar scene.
Yeah.
This is the Star Wars bar scene, right? Big
Yeah.
time. It's like, how many different cool alien designs can I show you at once? Only thing it was missing.
I mean,
It needed an alien
admittedly,
band,
I was
big
humming it in my head when I was watching the scene. it needed that kind of music.
It was
I don't like you.
How many cool alien designs can we cram in?
Quite a few. I mean, there's some
Quite a
good.
few.
Although, to be
And I
fair,
don't see it as a bad thing.
No, I don't. But I think, as you said, the barkeeper, right?
Yeah.
Like,
this like robotic candle with candles on his back. Like, I couldn't tell if it was like cyberpunk, if it was medieval, if it was a bit sort of video gamey. It was like a super cool design, but like in and of itself, not in the setting of being a barkeep. And we don't really get anything more from it. It just serves the drink. Like there's no extrapolation of to why the design.
Like, do you know what? Right. So say this is what we're talking about like, because you can say like, oh, I don't hold his hand. It don't need to be anything. It could be anything. But imagine like the guy behind the bar had backs full of tanks, full of different liquors and liquids and things.
Awesome.
That makes sense as a barkeep.
Not candles.
The one that had candles, maybe the one that had candles was like in the corner playing music and stuff.
Great.
And so he needed to like, he had his own light, it was a performance thing. But this is what we're talking about. There were so many like cool things, but just like it was just like, I'll pluck that and put it there for no reason. Like the coolest alien was this little bug thing that like controlled
the Starship Troopers brain bug.
That like spoke through this like husk.
Yeah.
So he had like a cable coming from this body and he spoke through this like zombie person. Really cool.
Really cool, yeah.
But does the person walk? Does he sit on the person's shoulder? How do they move? There wasn't like a chair, like a moving chair. Like when all the shit hits the fan, he just detaches from that husk and runs.
Yeah.
Does that mean like that husk was a bar patron that he just... Now again,
Everyone turned a blind eye.
I buy that of you don't need to know the answer to that. That's an interesting little, I wonder what happened there. So I think, and then there's one alien, which is...
This is my favourite character in the whole film, and that is Kinky Pigman.
Kinky Pigman.
Kinky Pigman is great.
Kinky Pigman is
I
great.
understand Kinky Pigman's motivation.
Oh, I bet you do.
He wants himself a bit of human man flesh.
Yeah.
In the bedroom department.
So he goes up, and this is quite funny actually, because he goes up and, I don't know, you maybe think, or tropes in the past, he would like try and hit on Cora. He doesn't. He tries to hit on Gunner.
He's all about Gunner, yeah.
Grabs Gunner by his gun.
Likes what he sees.
And he's like, how much for your like servant? I think he assumes she's like his master or something.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, how much? And like, not for sale. And he's like,
Give
my
you
friend
the
doesn't
night
like
you
you,
like.
and I don't like you.
And you can understand why he would think Gunner's the servant, because Gunner just oozes bitch, really, doesn't he?
That's the most accurate thing.
He just oozes bitch.
And so he tries to fight Cora, and she beats him up and says, "Get out of here." And he's gone like 2 seconds.
Yep.
And in that time, it's enough time for Cora just to go, "Hey, we're looking for rebels. Does anyone know any rebels? And does anyone know the General Titus?" And then luckily, one of the papers is like, "Yeah, no, exactly where he is. You'll want to go here." Then they're like, "Oh, thank you very much. I didn't know that was going to work, but that totally worked." Weird brain bug knew exactly where Titus was. Well, I could just say, Titus isn't the rebel leader. Titus is like a former Imperial general who like rebelled against the Imperium, got his like whole squad killed, and is now like hidden somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's never quite clear whether their main motivation is to get him or the Blood Axes.
I don't fucking know.
I think they just want both of them.
They want both.
They want both, fine. They don't care.
Because the Blood Axes are the rebel force.
So, that being said...
Are they?
Yes!
Horny Pigman comes back with a few guys, like more than there were bounty hunters.
He's super motivated to get his hands on Gunner, right? He's got great motivation. He wants what he wants.
He just wants some farmer dick.
He's got arguably the biggest story arc in this film.
Yeah. Anyway, so Cora takes him and his henchmen out, and we meet the next character, Kai. Who's played by...
played by Charlie Hunnam. He's Kai.
Yeah, who plays it Irish.
It's from Northern Ireland.
You seem fucking interested there. Do you know what? I do everything for money. You've got no money, so I'm going to help you. Why?
Kai actually shoots the Kinky Pigman.
Yeah. Basically, are we calling him Han Kai Solo, basically?
He is a shit Han Solo, isn't he?
He's a shit Han Solo. So he's played by Charlie Hunnam, who is good. You'll have heard us try and recast him in other things or talk about him being good.
I think I did recast him in Gladiator.
Yeah, there we are. See, he's good.
He's a good actor.
So, who's got him?
I've got him.
You've got him,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
We swapped. Nick's got him.
I managed to negotiate a swapsy with James.
Swapsies.
I gave him Tarak,
Oh, yeah.
Prince
And
Tarak,
Prince.
and I've got Kai.
Who surely will be
And
played by Johnny
was-
Depp.
Hang on.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm just confirming the other role that Charlie Hunnam read for in this film.
Oh, interesting. That would be interesting to know. And whether it would
Because
have
he
had
actually
Irish
begged Zack
accent.
Snyder to swap the roles and get the role of Kai instead of, I'm going to assume...
Gunner, I reckon.
Gunner, I'm guessing.
Well, assuming by the fact that there's a massive picture of Ed's screen, it was Atticus.
I think they're right. I don't think. I think Ed Skeen is better as Atticus than Charlie Hunnam.
Agreed.
So, but who do you think might make a better Kai?
Well, Kai. So, it's got this inexplicable... I just think in and of itself, it's fine to do another accent in a role. But it's just like at this point, what are we in the film? We're like 20 minutes in?
Yeah,
A lot more than that.
we're like an hour into.
What
No,
about that?
we're not. We're like 20 minutes in.
We're not 20 minutes in.
We are like 20 minutes.
No,
in.
we're not. 20 minutes in, we're still in the village. We have not left the village after 20 minutes.
Okay, well, wow. Well, there we are then.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to get it up on Netflix and I'm going to see. You guys.
We are not 20 minutes into this film.
Okay, but we've had a single setting, really, the farm, right?
If we are 20
This
minutes
is
into
in-
this film, Sam, this review is going to be about 10 hours long.
I'm telling you, this review is going to be about 10 hours long.
The rest of this we can breeze through, though, using your own words of how you experience this film. It breezed by. The rest of everything else breezes by. So we
Do you
can
know
get through
what?
that. Is it a bit further in?
It's 50 minutes in. It is 50 minutes in.
Okay, but arguably it's the second. It's the second big.
It's the
setting
second
of the film.
location. Yeah.
At this point, we've been exposed to a lot of accents already, haven't
Yeah.
we? We've had South African. We've had all the Scandinavian accents,
Posh English.
posh English. We've had Cora's accent, which I don't know if she's just using her own kind of Algerian.
Yeah, but that's
Accent.
great. It means it's showing diversity in the world. It's not just being like, we're in one location, everyone's got the same fucking accent.
But
Yeah, I
like,
think-
hang on, if you're going to show diversity, then why not have like different languages, alien languages? Like you're not all I have to say, all accents do in sci-fi films is remind us that actually everyone's just from Earth. Like, that's the
Totally
problem.
agreed. And why, if you wanted South Africa, why don't you cast as fucking South African actor for the role as well? I don't know. It's just very, very, very odd. And then, spoiler alert, right at the very end of the film, we hear a character speak who is also really heavily Irish, Northern Irish, played by an actor who's from that region. So it's like a really weird choice for Charlie Hunnam to have this Irish accent. Anyway, and for this role, so
Unless
he
in the
is-
second film, it's going to turn out that Charlie Hunnam is from the same planet as this other character.
Ooh, well, he's fucking dead now, isn't he? So,
Oh yeah, but it might be a reason why he was helping. Oh.
yeah, he is like, what is he? He's a thief. He's kind of a
He's Han
space
Solo.
thief. He's Han Solo. He's sort of a happy-go-lucky space dude. He's got a ship.
They did the Castle run in 12 parsecs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, what did I think about this role? What I felt like from this role, and I'm thinking about the ensemble of the ragtag group that get brought together, is I felt like it was missing a little bit of wisdom and experience. And I mean people of kind of an older generation as well. So I went for a casting choice that I felt like might just sort of lend a different dynamic. I don't know if this is a bit of a curveball, but I've cast Tommy Lee Jones as Gunnar.
As Kai.
As Kai.
As
Oh, yeah, sorry, as Kai. So I feel like he would have that really kind of...
That's really old.
Yeah, well, he's like in his 70s now, I think. So yeah, he's
Not
maybe
older
old.
than that? Is he not Harrison Ford age?
He's a bit younger.
Is he not
than Harrison
80s?
Ford. He's a bit younger there.
Bit younger, is he?
But I mean, even so, I feel like I mean, the only action he does, he shoots one person.
Yeah.
The rest is flying a
He
ship
doesn't
and
need
knowledge.
to do... Yeah,
He
he's-
doesn't actually need to do anything. Right?
Yeah.
All right, that's fair.
I don't think it needs to be older. Like for what the character does, like you buy that Charlie Hunnam's character knows what he knows and stuff. But I actually like the idea of like a much older character, especially Tommy Jones is amazing.
It's just super good.
Like
And-
grizzled and just like
Grizzled, right? He would lend depth to this world we're trying to build because he would feel like someone that's lived in this universe, this setting for a long, long time, right? He's seen countless things happen. He's grizzled, he's wizened. He's kind of integral to pulling the group together because he's flying the ship. He's got all the contacts. You should
He knows
feel
where,
like someone mega.
Well, he hasn't got the contacts. He knows where they all are.
Well, right. So right. Can I just say something? This is skipping way ahead, and it's spoilers and stuff, but not spoiler. Kai's character, the twist is he's a bad guy.
He betrays.
He's
the
a
rest of the
bounty
group.
hunter, right? And he says, the reason I did this was to collect all these bounties and find these people. But he tells them where these people are.
He knew where they were.
He knew where they are. He took them to these people. So why did he need them? Why didn't he just go there and collect the bounty?
Because I'm going
Bigger
off...
picture.
No, not bigger picture. I'm just using head that he needs them because he's not trustworthy. They're not going to just come with him.
But he doesn't need them to come with him. You've just seen him and his gang take that guy in one of those crates. If he knows where they are, go and take them by force.
I think the point is, at this stage, it's like...
he also needs
doesn't
Arthur Less,
matter.
doesn't he? He needs her because she's one of the bounties.
But yeah, I mean, yeah.
So he's clocked eyes on that and gone, that's a bounty. I'll spill some shit. She could make her think that she's doing this, when actually, I'm the puppet master, and at the end, hey, up you go. Gunner, you're still a bitch, get down on your knees.
So anyway, but yeah, on terms of the betrayal, I think that if you can imagine it being Tommy Lee Jones, who up until that point, you'd have kind of really grown to love. I think he's got that sort of wise and warm fatherly figure. Exactly, that would really have developed. But only then he betrays everyone. You'd be like, fuck. So I think that could be...
Things, it happens, just that
and you'd be like, oh, he's such a baddie. So I think they could be really cool.
Would he be playing it Irish, isn't it?
No.
Not like that.
Not necessary.
Right, okay, so we now have our pilot, Tommy Lee Jones, brilliant, Kai, who now agrees to take them to find this, he agrees to take them to find this General Titus. And he says, but on the way, I actually know someone else that might help your cause. There's a lot of conveniences in this. But like now that Kai is here, now the story can happen.
Yeah.
Because he knows everybody.
Okay, yeah.
So he says, on the way, I know of this guy that might help you. He's in a spot of bother. We might need to rescue him. But if we can do that, he'll join your cause.
And we're halfway through the film, then.
We're halfway through the film.
Woo! So that was the end of part 1 of Rebel Moon and Child of Fire. We hope you enjoyed it. We definitely did, we promise. The chat, at least, it was really interesting. Hope you enjoyed the quite extreme differences of opinion on that one, and we look forward to sharing part 2 with you really soon. Love you so much. Farewell.
Movie Casserole, Casserole.